Hello everybody and welcome for a new Kerbal Space Program episode. This episode is the kindest or not episode of all my gameplay because I will try to save all my Kerbals lost in orbit. Not all actually, because some of them don't have any motor or any kind of thing that will make us them back, so I will need to send a special rocket to keep them on. First, let's start with some solar station. So let's orbit a new one. Finger snap, hop, it's in solar orbit. So we have some new tech on that, so we don't need the previous solar station anymore. So let's just extend all of this. I would not make a new one if it was just for me, but it was for a company. I don't remember which one. They told me they gave me money if I make that, so obviously I made it. As you can see, it's working great with a lot of nice stuff on there, with parachutes, because it's able to come back. Really important, because I needed parachutes for one, and I don't had any, so it was really complex. So, with that new one station, we can recover the old one. So to recover it, we need to make some Kerbin encounter. And as a noob of Kerbin encounters, I wasted all the fuel for that, and I don't have enough fuel to get it right on Kerbin. So it means that we entered the atmosphere at not 2000 meters per second as usual, but at 4000 meters per second, 4 kilometers a second. So I ask you, what happens when you do that? Flames. You know what's flames? Let's see. Let's snap fingers. Boom. Re-entry. We will get the re-entry right. So I will try to recover Alkan and Sonlar. They doesn't care at my eyes. They are not at the beginning. I'm joking. Of course I care about my kerbals. They are so expensive. It's not the only one reason. I'm not this cruel. But their price. So I let all the solar panels because we don't need to recover them, and I don't have to make all of them close one by one, it will be too long. So let's just check what's happening. Our motor doesn't appreciate the high speed. Uh, I I will let them where they are or not. I will transfer both of them in the middle module. Like this, they are more protected than in the front one. So as you can see, the re-entry is consuming our ship, always exploding. Boom, the probe gets destroyed, and both kerbals as well. I told you there were 2 episodes before that there will be a lot of explosions in this episode. I wanted to recover them. It doesn't mean that I will be able to. It's completely different. This one went a little bit better, because I was just well prepared for that. At least there were a lot of fuel remaining. I was like, I will use their parachutes to get them back, because they have parachutes. The thing is that I don't know is that Sigbart, the second one, the less important, her parachute doesn't work. I don't know why. I don't know who, but her parachute didn't work at all. So I had a great issue with that. Yes, a tissue, an issue, everything. So I will spoil you anymore. I recovered 1 out of 2 kerbals. Like Bob, the most important because he's in the beginning of the game, has a working parachute, so he's right. But Sigbart, rest in peace. In this episode, I'm not talking as much as in the previous ones because this episode is a little bit controversial. It's not controversial by people, but by my own conscience. conscientiousness. I will say this. It looks complicated, so it has to be working forward. There's a Kerbal Space Center here, right here. But we are burning. But it doesn't care. Our speed is too low to even explode our solar panels, so everything works great. We are at only 2000 meters a second. Our solar panel broke, but we doesn't care about it. It will not save us. We are slower than we ever were. I don't have the word. We will try to save at least both of them, but it will not work. The reason why I'm talking this slow is because it's a sad episode, so we will not talk like if it was really happy because it's sad. So we will mark a lot of silences. So as you can see, Bob has his parachutes, but I don't get it to deploy this one. So problematic? Yes. But Bob is very nice and he's smiling like he saw his friend crash into the surface, his friend from a lot of years before that, and he's here. Yay, we are living again. So no problem. He's landed. So we have at least one out of two. So we have three deaths for one living for now. It's a good counter, no? We will need to deorbit this one because this is just a probe. We can just crash it into the surface. We doesn't care about it. And our delta V counter is a little bit laggy. Of course, we don't have just 1 meter second of delta V remaining. So let's just rotate it like this, place it like this, and boom. So we will crash it separately because it will be looking nice. We have all things working great. I was like, yes, we will break a little bit, and then I realized that if I do that, it will not explode because it will be too slow. So I turned on the other motor to just burn fuel for nothing like this. It looks awesome for something like this. And after, just unattach both modules and look at this. Look at those explosions. Thousands of hundred of $1,000 explosions. It's like this that you lose a lot of money. So this one was in Kerbin orbit, so we will deorbit it in Kerbin and crash it on Kerbin, of course. So this one doesn't work as well as the first one because we had some issues with the crash. I don't know what went wrong, but it went wrong. So yes, you have 4 minutes remaining of crashes and surviving. The last one survived. I'm not a killer, so it was a spoiler, but I don't want to be the bad guy every time, so let's just unattach this. We lost the first module. I don't know where he went, but one of them just went wrong and I lost the communication between both. Like, right now or in some seconds you can see that the same module. I don't have the other one. I hope it was crashing into the surface. So this one without anything to break, we can try, but I don't want. It's just breaking episode. And boom, it just disappeared. But really disappeared, like you cannot see anything through the ground. And this is the last thing, the moon orbital station. It was the easier one to recover. Why? Because I just equipped it with a lot of high-tech things to make it able to be recovered very easily and without any danger. So it's nice. This one survived. So we got 3 new scientists to work on some space base on other planets. And yes, you heard right, I want to establish base on another planet. So let's see how many delta V, how much delta V we need to break in Kerbin's orbit, because it's our goal to make them back to Kerbin. It's the first time that an entire episode, except the solar station at the beginning, but it wasn't an entire mission, that an entire of my episodes are just dedicated to bringing back people. But I told you at the first episodes when I was launching all stations and other that I will try to get them back. And I kept my parole. I don't have the word. It's annoying when you don't speak the native language for expressions. But I just told you that I will bring them back, and I brought them back. They died, but in Kerbin's atmosphere. So it's half point. It's fun fact. Did you know that NASA had just a paper on that for the president, and when just these three astronauts, just two, but these three, the third one was around the moon, were on the moon for Apollo 11. The president has a paper to read, just with all the text that he had to say if they were just locked on the moon. This paper was written before even trying to get them back, because it was so dangerous that they knew that they will probably die. So my kerbals did the same. They wrote their signature on the paper to go for space, not to come back. So I'm generous to try to get them back, I think. You can pass your comments to describe your own gameplay if you try to save them or not, if you are like me. But this is the end of the episode, so thank you for watching, see you for the next video, and please consider subscribing, why not, to help me a little bit. Thank you.